How to execute a good one arm row. So let's start first with RMO and what not to do and what I see a lot of as a coach, and that is using too much bicep and too much arm to lift the weight rather than moving from the shoulder blade and actually engaging the lat. So we're gonna work through that. So as you can see here, during this row, there's a lot of tension being pulled up through the elbow and through the bicep into the shoulder. This is gonna engage much more of your upper back and traps, which is not what we want for a one arm row. We're trying to engage the mid back and the lats. How we wanna do that is firstly, we're going to change the angle of the arm so it drifts slightly forward. This is gonna help lengthen the lat in the start position. We're then gonna concentrate on pulling the shoulder blade towards the center of the spine and pulling the armpit towards the hip. Good. So we're gonna lengthen the lat in the bottom position, getting a full stretch, protracting the shoulder blade, and then pulling up, moving the elbow towards the hip. There we go. Good. Elbow slightly forward, good. Squeeze back. That's better, good. When doing a one arm row or any row variation for that matter, what I see all too frequently is a lot of upper trap engagement because people are pulling up the arm in towards the neck. Good. This is going to give you poor engagement of the mid back and engage much more of the upper back and traps. So when doing a row, what we really need to focus on is the stretch of the lat muscle, which is running down between your armpit and your hip. So we want to be controlling the stretch of that muscle, as well as being aware of our shoulder blade and what our shoulder blade is doing. Now, when performing a row correctly, we want to be focusing on pulling the shoulder blade back towards the center of the spine, retracting, and then also depressing the shoulder blade, pulling the shoulder blade towards the hip, and then dragging the arm up. When you're here, we only need, when your shoulder blade's fully retracted, your elbow coming up into this position to the row. So go into the row, going into there. Your elbow only needs to get to about there to fully shorten your lat. What we want to avoid is this, the head of the humerus here, rotating forward in the joint and doing this. And straight away, you'll feel that engage more. So focus on pulling it all down just to there. And then you're basically trying to squeeze my thumb towards your hip. There, that's it. Yeah, so down there, good. Now squeeze my thumb towards your hip. Yes, so you get that full stretch at the bottom and then squeeze the thumb to the hip. And that is when we are going to be correctly retracting the shoulder blade and depressing it, pulling it closer to the hip, which is how you're going to engage more of your lat muscle here rather than engaging your upper back and traps.